feed there.
Okay.
So click that and then unmute it and you should have audio sending now.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, let me know if you have more issues there. So click that and then unmute it and you should have audio sending now. All right, thanks.
Okay, folks, thanks for tuning on in. Sorry about the delay here getting the stream going, and had to figure out a quick audio problem here, but now we are cooking with gas here this evening. So I just want to give you guys an update on the wintry weather that's coming into the region this evening, and we'll switch over to a little bit of snow going into tonight and tomorrow. So this is not going to be a major system for us here. But we still have some wintry weather nonetheless coming our way here. It's been a very warm month, actually the warmest December on record, actually, and actually the third warmest year on record. But let's go ahead and talk about where we are headed here. Going into the evening, we've got a little bit of freezing drizzle across Wisconsin right now. I've been watching some of our DOT cams and some of our weather reports just back to the west, out towards Wausau and Eau Claire, La Crosse. There has been some freezing drizzle. It has been causing some reduced travel speeds and some slippery spots. I haven't had too much of that for most of northeastern Wisconsin this evening, but that's a possibility. Whatever does happen over the next couple of hours, we'll be turning to snow by about midnight and thereafter, and we are going to have some accumulation here. And if you missed our 6 o'clock newscast tonight, the Weather Service was issuing various advisories just before 6 o'clock, and most of our area now under a winter weather advisory for freezing drizzle through midnight. Now, this just includes the freezing drizzle threat this evening. I suspect we may see an additional winter weather advisory somewhere, someplace, sometime later tonight, tomorrow morning, depending on how our snow situation goes. But a glaze of freezing drizzle is possible as we go throughout the course of the next couple of hours. Now, this is First Alert Viper Max. I've really fine-tuned it. Now, what you're seeing here in northeastern Wisconsin is not all reaching the ground. If it is, it's likely in the form of some drizzle or some light snow. Basically, west and northwest of Green Bay, that's where it's a little bit colder. That's where some of the precipitation is likely going to get going a little bit sooner here over the next couple of hours. Now, I'm going to take you down to La Crosse. That is a little bit of freezing drizzle there at about 8:15. And up here across northwestern Wisconsin, the Arrowhead of Minnesota, we do have some snow. And we will likely see some snow develop across our region over the next few hours later tonight and tomorrow. Right now, we're concerned about more of a freezing drizzle threat, but later on tonight, we are likely going to see more in the way of snow around here. Now, the critical thing now is the temperature. We are at 32 from the lakeshore back to the Fox Valley. Shauna Wapaka is reporting 32. Back to the north and west of there, and even in some other pockets here, we do have some upper 20s and about 30 or 31. So that's just cold enough to support some drizzle that could freeze on some elevated surfaces, bridge decks, overpasses, and places like that. If you will be driving, any untreated surface could be coated with a little glaze of ice over the next couple of hours. Cloud ceilings are low. We have cloud deck in place. Not really a lot of exciting weather going on right now, which is always good, but just enough moistening of the atmosphere to produce the drizzle that could freeze as temperatures cool down just a little bit. So let's do a quick Skycam tour for you. It's 32 in Appleton, as we mentioned, just at freezing. We'll be watching these temperatures closely over the next few hours before we can switch things over to some snow. I think a lot of folks would agree that snow is better than any bit of an icy glaze. We just don't want to have an icy glaze, but that is possible this evening. And going to Shawano, notice how the streets here are wet. I've zoomed down into the intersection here. It's 32 degrees. There's moisture out there. And, as we get a little bit colder tonight, that could lead to some slippery spots. Had some viewers reporting some slippery spots in western Shawano County earlier this evening. And that likely is going to continue here as we go throughout the next little while. Now, I do want to show you some snowfall comparisons here. This is for the Green Bay area. What you see here is a total of 5 models spitting out their projections, an inch or less for Green Bay proper. Now, this is just one point, but this is not going to be a major weather situation here for our area. I'm just going to tell you this is not going to be a major snow. Let me take that back. This is not going to be a major snow event for our area, but just enough snow to cause some issues later tonight and tomorrow. So let me go back and show you the bigger picture with Predictor here. This is potential snowfall from now through about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'm putting a little pause point in here. There could be a coating to up to an inch of snow later tonight and tomorrow morning. So we may wake up to some slushy roads, some slippery spots out there. Now I'm going to advance this, and things will change a little bit in some spots for the rest of the day through 6 p.m. on Sunday. Now we're thinking in the Fox Valley there could be a coating to an inch, maybe up to 2. Notice Manitowoc. It's sticking out like a sore thumb. Spitting out this running predictor, 4.2 inches. There are some signs with several computer models here with the way the wind will be oriented out of the north and northeast off the lake and off the bay that we may see some localized enhancement near the lakeshore from Kewaunee down to Manitowoc. So if you live in those areas, you may see a 1 to 3 plus, we'll see. And also downwind of the Bay of Green Bay. Maybe parts of the city of Green Bay proper, we could have some higher end totals too. But it's all going to be based on the wind direction here. Again, on a widespread basis, not a cataclysmic snowfall event for our region, but just enough, considering the mild month we've had, just enough to cause some issues if we do see some snow later tonight and during the day tomorrow. So we're going to be watching Kewaunee, Manitowoc, especially tomorrow, and also parts of the Green Bay area that is just downwind of the bay. Now, here's our updated run of predictor. This just came in about 20 minutes ago. And the areas of pink showing up as some developing freezing drizzle that will be switching over to some snow relatively in short order. So this freezing drizzle issue that we'll continue to monitor for the next few hours isn't going to last the entire night because it will be turning over to a little band of snow. This is 1 o'clock in the morning. This band of snow will set up and then drift to the south of the Fox Valley towards 7 o'clock. This is when you wake up on Sunday. So wherever that band develops over the next few hours and pivots to the lakeshore by 7 a.m., that's where there could be that coating to a half inch to an inch of snow when you wake up early on Sunday morning. So don't be surprised if you see a little coating of white tomorrow morning for sure. But let me advance this and pause at about midday. Back to the northwest of the Fox Valley, things not too terribly active as far as snow. But closer to the lakeshore, from the valley to the lakeshore, these areas here will be holding on to the snow a little bit longer. And really going into mid-afternoon, we may start to wind down some of that snow in the Fox Valley, Green Bay. We'll see how the wind goes off the bay. But there's going to be a band of lake effect snow with the way the system, this clipper is coming together, that could be very persistent from Manitowoc to Sheboygan later on in the afternoon before it completely winds down. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up that most of us will not have a lot of significant snowfall out of this. Most will not. But there will be a few select locations, we think, Kewaunee, Manitowoc, Sheboygan areas that may get lashed with a few more inches, and also parts of Green Bay downwind of the bay, perhaps on the eastern side. And then if you're concerned about New Year's Eve activities, if you're going on out, trying to have a great end to 2023, most of the snow will be done by early evening. And as we roll towards midnight, temperatures will be cooling down into the mid to upper 20s, but wind chills here are going to be quite cold as we get into your New Year's Eve, probably down into the teens and low 20s here. So one other aspect that we're going to be dealing with for tomorrow is going to be the wind. It's pretty decent out there as far as the wind tonight. We've got wind speeds that are generally under 10 miles per hour. Wind gusts tomorrow from the morning through the afternoon at times could be 20 to 30 miles per hour from the north and northeast. And our wind chills during the day, low 20s and teens. So it's going to be very brisk and is going to be just like winter. So fitting into the month, considering it's been so warm for the entire month so far. So New Year's Eve, as we mentioned here, around 30 early in the evening, but wind chills around 20. By midnight, we're down into the 20s, wind chills in the teens. Should be relatively quiet if you're going to be out and about for New Year's Eve festivities here. Just be extra careful, be mindful that there could be some slippery spots in the region, especially on some of those secondary untreated roads if we do happen to see snow tonight and tomorrow. If it's a less traveled path that could be a little bit iced up later on versus some of those highways that will have more traffic on them, may have some treatment on them, and that's just the way it's looking here on New Year's Eve. Now, one other thing, just a side note here, as long as I got you watching the stream here, other things happening on New Year's Day. If you are a fan of the Badgers, they are taking on the LSU Tigers down in Tampa. That game kicks off at 11 o'clock Central Time here. And down there in Florida, it is going to be very nice. It's been chilly down there. It's cold down there tonight. But they will have a very nice day on Monday, around 70 degrees by the end of that game. So any folks that were lucky enough to go down there, or maybe you're leaving tomorrow, it's going to be a very nice game day down there. Also, we have to talk about the Rose Parade way out in Pasadena, California. And we actually have our local Pulaski Red Raider Marching Band taking place in this event this year. Really cool. We're going to be airing that parade during the morning on WBAY TV. It's on ABC. And weather for Pasadena is going to be chilly. There could be a few isolated showers early. Generally a dry parade, but a cold start, mid to upper 40s, low 50s by 10 o'clock local time out there in Los Angeles Metro. So you know what? That's a chilly parade, but usually it's pretty nice out there, and the weather should cooperate in general, just a little bit on the cooler side. Now, bringing it back closer to home, I mentioned this is the warmest December on record. We will end up being the warmest December on record in Green Bay, and it's actually the third warmest year on record. I don't think anything's going to change that either. So just some preliminary stats for you. We'll start to compile some of these things once we get into next week to get some more finalized numbers. But it's going to be a warm stretch over the next 7. Keep in mind the average high right now is 27. We will get closer to that over the next week, but not necessarily any Arctic air coming our way. It's going to be cooler, but it's not going to be Arctic. It's not going to be bitterly cold. We'll have a couple of breezy days around here, but it's not going to be really, really nasty anytime soon. But I do want to show you a couple of things. So we talked about our system for the near term. I want to look ahead at the coming week. Our next chance for any light snow would be Tuesday and a Wednesday. There's going to be a weak little system coming through. I think our best chance for some snow here, some flurries, some light snow showers, maybe some minor accumulations across the north parts of northern Door County. This would be Wednesday. And most folks probably won't have any problems with that, but that would be the next system coming our way after tonight and tomorrow. We'll have a quiet end to the week, but I want to zoom things way out. This is next Friday, and there's a couple of things to point out here. There's going to be an area of low pressure down there across the southern plains. A lot of that energy is likely going to stay toward south. We'll have to watch it, though. There are some signs that it may not completely stay toward south, but I'm assuming it will at this point. But there's going to be a lot of stuff out there by Seattle, the Pacific Ocean, the Pacific Northwest. Several systems out there that could actually affect us by about January 9th or 10th. And there's still some consistent model runs that take a system through here, a snowy type system through here during the middle of the month, January 10th or 9th or 10th, somewhere in that time frame, folks. So that is what we're thinking about as far as the extended forecast here. So, you know, if you're just joining us here on the stream, I do want to just go back to the start here and sum things up. We're going to be on with our full newscast after the football game tonight. We've got the Cowboys and the Lions playing right now. It's a pretty good game, but we'll be on after that. But now you guys are in the know here that we are due for some wintry weather. So just to recap things real quick here, winter weather advisory. Ooh, let me pop these back up here. Winter weather advisory for all areas away from the lakeshore through midnight. This just is for the potential of some freezing drizzle. Watch out for elevated surfaces, bridge decks, and things like that over the next couple of hours before we start to switch things over to snow. Now, folks asking about getting snow tonight. Let's talk about that real quick. If you missed the snow potential, we are going to have our temperatures that are now around 32. We're going to have some Let me just zoom on through this. We're going to go back to our snow here. I'm sorry, this is not the most professional broadcast this evening, but I got to fast forward through a couple of these graphics here. But snow potential, this is through 7 a.m. So if you're just tuning on into the stream, by the time you wake up Sunday morning, there could be a coating to, let's say, an inch around the region. But I'm going to just give you the full picture. This would be through 6 p.m. tomorrow. So most of us will have a chance at the coating to an inch. Some of us, including Green Bay and parts of the Fox Valley, may get into that 1 to 2 inch range. The lakeshore, though, especially from Kewaunee to Manitowoc, this is where we have some higher figures. This is where a northeast wind off the lake could enhance the snow and keep a snow band a little bit longer in the day. And that is why we're thinking that there could be a better chance for maybe 3 inches of snow or more. This is spitting out over 4 for Manitowoc. This is just one computer model, but you know the general thinking is that we're going to have a snow band that is going to linger a little bit longer near the lakeshore that could deposit snow there a little bit longer, and also downwind of the Bay of Green Bay, including Green Bay City and also the eastern side of Green Bay especially. So again, predictor, we have a little bit of freezing drizzle out there right now. That's the pink. By about midnight into 1 o'clock in the morning, we're going to start to see some sort of a band of snow develop across the north and start to shift south. I should say there's a clipper moving through the region right now, an Alberta clipper, an area of low pressure that is just organizing right over Green Bay and northeastern Wisconsin right now. So the wind is light. It's eventually going to become more northerly tonight. And 7 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be gusty. And we're going to have some snow showers around here. So if you have any plans tomorrow morning early, in the region, there's definitely the chance that there could be some slick spots and some icy patches out there, some reduced visibility depending on where the snow showers are. It's going to be a wintry type morning for us here, and we haven't really had that. But from the Fox Valley to the lakeshore, that's where we think most of the snow would be early in the morning, gradually tapering from west to east during the morning hours. Still some around here, but notice our temperatures around 31, 32 degrees here. So the snow would be on the wet side, slushy side. It's not all likely going to stick to the highways, but some of it will. And we'll just have to see how things go here with the temperatures and the snowfall rates. The higher the snowfall rate, even with temperatures around 32, we may see more accumulation. So we'll see. But the darker blues and the more intense colors here going into the afternoon near the lakeshore, this is where a band of snow is going to be lingering a little bit longer during the day. So that is why we're thinking the higher totals will be over there towards the lakeshore. And then going into the evening, that starts to wind down 6, 7 o'clock. There could be a few flurries in the air around 30 if you're heading out early for New Year's. And then by New Year's Eve, midnight, as the ball drops, it's going to be chilly. I know there's a couple of viewing activities going on out there, a couple of balls dropping as far as the New Year celebrations. Should be a quiet evening about midnight, but it's going to be blustery with wind chills that will be quite nippy. And as we mentioned, the other thing tomorrow will be the gusty wind that will be from the north and northeast, and at times we're going to have those wind gusts here, 20 to 30 wind chills down into the teens and 20s during the course of the day. So, I tell you, it's going to be a shock to the system, but nothing we can't handle, right? This is what we should have this time of year, wintry type weather, and it's just been a long time coming because it's been so terribly warm around here. So real quick, our 7-day forecast. If you can't wait for the full forecast, I'm going to give you the details here. Snow showers tomorrow, 32 on Sunday, 33, 32 on Sunday, around freezing. Down into the low 20s Sunday night, Monday morning. We're going to have a mostly sunny New Year's Day. It's looking very good for those of you who may have the day off. You may want to maybe take down some of those holiday decorations. The wind will be fairly light, and it's going to be mostly sunny. Should be a pretty good day. The wind will start to increase again Tuesday and Wednesday, a little bit milder, Tuesday 38. Some light snow possible Tuesday night and a Wednesday. low 30s there Wednesday. Another mostly sunny day Thursday, looking pretty good there, but a chilly day overall. But that's about where we should be for this time of year, folks. It's crazy when we say it's going to be chilly, but we've just been lulled into complacency here that it's supposed to be warm the entire winter. And it should not be this warm at all. We should be well into the 20s. Lows should be into the teens every night. But we'll have a couple of colder days this week and then likely rebounding back next weekend. And we'll just continue to watch those storms going into the following weekend and the week after that. Some of that energy could be coming our way. So that's the very latest and greatest here on the Saturday night. I've got to let you go here, but that is the update here tonight. And we, of course, will give you the latest on TV coming up at 10, I don't know, probably 10:30, 10:45 after the football game. And meteorologist Bo Fogel will have the very latest on the morning show tomorrow starting at 6 a.m. And I'm sure there'll be some snow out and about at that point. But the worst of the snow, if we're going to get it, will be tonight, tomorrow morning. For most of us, the snow will linger near the lakeshore a little bit longer tomorrow afternoon. It could add up a little bit more near Kewanee and Manitowoc and maybe the eastern side of Green Bay. We'll see. And then, as we just showed you, the 7-day forecast looking pretty good on your New Year's Day. So with that, if I don't see you on TV or tomorrow, have yourself a Happy New Year, and I will see you in 2024. Have a good night.